you have descended from divinity. You have forgotten. You think you're an ordinary human being. We're all like that. We're all that Hercules. We're all coming from that divine place. And you've forgotten who you are. And you have to defeat your demons in order to realize that you were always divine to begin with. You know, there's a brilliant verse by Guru Arjan Dev Ji where he really talks about very quickly and very nicely about what the purpose of a human life is. And it starts with this beautiful salok. And if you're familiar with the verses of Gurbani, how the saloks are structured is usually a salok is a 2-line verse, or it could be a verse with a couple of lines, and it usually poses a problem, or it poses a question, or it gives one way of looking at life, and then there is the solution to that, which is followed by something called a pauri, which is another type of poetry where it actually answers that problem. So Guruji starts, this Guru Arjan Dev Ji salok starts with this line: Avan aaye srisht mehe bin bujhe pas tor. Those who have come into the world without understanding are like animals and beasts. Nanak Gurmukh so bujhe jaake paag mathor. O Nanak, they understand who follow the Guru and have such destiny on their foreheads. And in the following pauri, the Guru then says, what is the ultimate understanding? Ya jag mein ek ko aaya. They have come into this world to become one. Janmat mohyo mohani maya. But since birth, they've been mesmerized by the enchanting Maya. So in this salok and pauri by Guru Arjan Dev Ji, the 5th Guru, he very clearly states what all human beings are here to do. He says, Ya jag mein ek ko aaya. You have come into this world to connect with oneness, to become one, to become part of the world that you were from, the thing that you've been born out of. It's almost as though it was saying that you are here to remember your mother, to find your mother, to find your original parent, to realize what you are. And what's so amazing is that this idea of realizing what you are can be seen throughout human history. You know, you take all of these amazing stories from various cultures around the world. I look at the story of Hercules, Greek mythology, for those of you who are aware. Hercules is the son of a god, the son of Zeus, and when he is young, he gets born, or he gets made into a young human with human powers, with ordinary human powers. He's able to do what another human being is doing, but nothing more than that. And he's totally forgotten that he was a god. And then his journey is to fight a whole bunch of demons in order to then realize that he is a god himself. And when I look at that story, I understand that there is a message there, even in the Greek mythological tradition, which is basically saying, you have descended from divinity, you have forgotten. You think you're an ordinary human being. We're all like that. We're all that Hercules. We're all coming from that divine place. And you've forgotten who you are. And you have to defeat your demons in order to realize that you were always divine to begin with. And so we see that this is the idea of all spiritual masters. And the Guru Arjan Dev Ji here is very clearly saying that there are so many people who are born on this world, and they are completely distracted. They've forgotten what their life is like, and those who are forgotten are like animals, are like beasts. And the Guru is saying you're here to realize that you are divine, just as the last verse was talking about the bride is here to get married to the husband. Just like the bride is so anxious to reunite with her husband, the one that she was destined to be with, we are here to reunite with our divine husband. We're like the bride who's here waiting. We have an opportunity to unite with that ultimate being. But the question here is, why has the Guru used such harsh words against people who don't use this? I mean, look at this language that the Guruji is using. Guru's saying the people who don't understand this, they're like animals, they're like beasts. So what are we supposed to take from that? If we see ourselves as on some sort of spiritual awakening, some journey, then are all the people in our own families and our friends' circles and people who are not on this journey, are they to be seen as animals? Do we need to see them as something that is, or some people that are inferior? And now the answer to that, if we look at this verse from the Guru, he explains why they're like animals. And he says, Janamat moheo. He uses this word moheo. He says, since birth, they have been hypnotized. Moheo. They've been mesmerized. And the words about animals is not that we need to see them as beasts in the way that we would use that terminology, but to see them almost like cattle. Cattle who are just following the herd. They don't know any better. It's not their fault. They just literally are doing what everybody else is doing. So that's how Guruji is trying to explain that we are acting like animals because we're just following the herd. We're just acting like cattle who just do what everybody else does. So I suppose where I'm taking my understanding of human purpose is that it's not that we're here to fulfill a purpose, it's that we are here to realize an opportunity. And there's a subtle difference between those two. We have an opportunity that is not available to animals. This opportunity is not available to other life forms, but is available to human beings. So we have to now understand the opportunity. If we don't seize that opportunity to experience true freedom, to realize what we really are, to experience human bliss at the highest possible way, then the spiritual masters are saying, oh, you've wasted that opportunity. You've wasted that gift that was given to you where there was so much potential, but you didn't realize what to do with it, or you weren't lucky enough to understand it. And this raises more questions because sometimes the Guru is saying time and time again, it's nothing to do with you. You're not able to do this yourself. Nothing is being done by you. And then on the other hand, the Guru is saying, you're wasting your life. You're living like an animal. So which one is it? It seems so confusing sometimes. Are we in control or are we not in control? And although it seems confusing, what the Guru is really pointing out is the complex nature of what life really is. And the fact of the matter is both are actually true. And Guru often talks on multiple levels. And if you understand it from a higher level, you can see what the Guru is saying. But the Guru is saying on the highest level, yes, absolutely, everything is oneness. When you're in that state of oneness, you realize everything is part of the oneness. We do not exist as separate entities. Just like the wave cannot exist separate from the ocean, we cannot exist separate from the ultimate essence of the universe. And so from that higher level, of course, everything is the ocean. Everything is the oneness. Nothing is in the capability of the wave itself. But then Guru also talks on a more relatable level where Guru is just talking to the individual, and Guru is trying to convince our minds and saying, hey, take a step back. Look at your life, reflect on your life, take action on how to live your life better. So when we understand that the Guru is talking at two different levels, we then have to make sure that in our own minds, we never, ever judge anyone for not being on this spiritual journey. There is absolutely no room for us to feel superior because we all start from the same place. We are all at the same level of understanding. We don't all know what this ultimate truth is. We all start from a very basic understanding of what life is. We're all trying to do our best. Everybody is trying to live the life in the best way they know how. And for some people, they may be lucky that within this lifetime, this wisdom seems to make sense to them. This wisdom is something that they gravitate towards or sticks to them. And for other people, it doesn't quite make sense. They don't know what to do with this. So we're never to judge anyone else. We have to see ourselves as just lucky ones who are able to have an opportunity to escape the rat race of life, to escape the mental barriers that are inherent in all human beings.